Most of my adult life, I've had this little niggling thing in the back of my mind that I didn't want to reach old age and find myself sitting in a rocking chair on the front porch thinking, I wish I would have. I didn't want to be looking back at my life wishing I had done things that I hadn't done. That might have been part of the motivation for me doing the things I did through my life. I suppose that at least a part of it. It's not that I've done a lot in my life. A lot of people have done far more than I've done, to be sure. But for my life, in my universe, I've done okay. I feel like I've done okay. I have the memories to sustain me, put it that way. And at 75, I find myself using some of those memories now. There are things I've done in my past that I won't be doing anymore because of my age or because of timing or any number of reasons. Those times are past, but I still have the memories. And we may or may not be aware of it. We may do it intentionally or not, but our lives are spent making memories. It was a little later in my life when somebody asked me, "What are you doing?" And my response often was making memories. And I think that partly goes back to what I was saying earlier about having the fear of not doing the things that I wanted to do. And not all the memories we make are good memories. There are bad memories too. We all have bad memories, but they're part of the deal. It may be bad health or a health event of some sort. Could be a broken heart, a love lost. Could have your own broken heart or having broken someone's heart. Those are not great memories. But I don't know about you, but I don't want to give them up. I still want to be able to look back on those memories and know that I made it through. We all have something. We all have some bad memories. But have you ever looked back on one of those bad memories and asked yourself, how did I ever get through that? But here you are. Here we are on the other side of our bad memories, on the other side of our bad events in our life. You don't want to forget having gotten through those things. I don't. And I'm not saying we don't have scars from those events, because we do. They stick with us. It's not all sunshine and roses. It's not all good memories. There are bad memories. But we got through them. Here we are, right now, on the other side of them. And what about the accuracy of our memories? Some of our memories are so vivid, they can't possibly be wrong, can they? I'm not so sure. I had a wake up a little while back. As a matter of fact, it was on one of my earlier videos. I was doing a video about growing up in Detroit, and there was a movie theater that I knew was on a certain street, West Chicago. And I just knew that. I've known it for years. When I went to do this video, I looked up the address I forget why, but it doesn't matter. I looked up the address and it was on a different road entirely. It was on Plymouth Road. And I would have sworn that it was on West Chicago. It wasn't on West Chicago, it was on Plymouth. So our memories aren't always 100%. But having said that, some memories, like the ones we're talking about now, is accuracy all that important? Maybe not. If it's a fond memory and it's not particularly accurate, what difference does it make? If it's a fond memory, enjoy the fond memory. Doesn't why would it have to be 100% correct? It doesn't have to be. That's kind of a nice thought when you think about it. What difference does it make if it was on West Chicago or Plymouth Road? It doesn't make any difference. I try not to get too tangled up in how accurate my memories are. Some things it's important to be accurate about. Some things probably doesn't matter that much. Have you ever had a conversation with someone, be talking about an event, and you were both there and you both remember it differently? That's happened to me. It may have happened to you too. You'd swear, well, you know that your version is correct, the other person is incorrect. But they feel the same way. They feel that their version is correct. Sometimes it doesn't matter. That's certainly not worth arguing about in most cases. I think the memories that sustain us in our old age, the accuracy is less important. It's better just to relax and enjoy the memories as they are, as you have them. And memories are funny things. It's funny to think about the ways that a memory can be stimulated. Ever hear a song and have it take you back to a very specific place or a very specific time or very specific person. Sometimes that's a really pleasant experience. Smells can do the same thing. Ever have a smell take you back to a certain place, a certain time? That's pretty awesome. And gatherings can bring back memories as well, especially when you're talking with somebody about the past, like Thanksgiving dinner, sitting across the table, rehashing past Thanksgiving dinners or other events, family events, or weddings. Sometimes at weddings and funerals too, especially funerals, I suppose. You see people that you hadn't seen in a long time and you rehash some old memories. And of course, this day and age, we have the internet and YouTube. You ever find yourself wandering around YouTube looking for something familiar or something specific? Something from your past that you enjoyed? You know, sometimes it's fun watching other people do things that you used to do. I'm a scuba diver, or I should say I was a scuba diver. I don't do it anymore. Did quite a bit in my younger days. But sometimes it's fun to look up scuba diving videos on YouTube and watch other people doing it, reliving some memories. Sometimes it brings back a memory of a particular dive that I did or something that I saw. I kind of enjoy that. I can't do it anymore, but I can enjoy somebody else doing it. Of course, there's a little cautionary that should be mentioned here too, and that is if you start watching these things that you used to do and get melancholy or nostalgic in a downer sense, you don't want to do that. As long as you can enjoy watching somebody else do it, why not? If it makes you feel bad about not doing it, then that's probably not a good thing. Enjoy your own memories. You don't have to watch somebody else doing it. I had an interesting experience a few months ago. Kathy and I went out to dinner with some friends, and we stopped at a thrift store, one of Kathy's favorites, one of the friends' favorites, thrift stores. I'm not a big thrift store guy, but you know, we were all out together, so we decided to go to this thrift store. And that's a pretty good place to have some memories jarred if you go to the right thrift store. You never know what you're going to find in some of these stores. And I happened to come across something that from my past that I had not thought of or seen anything in, I couldn't tell you how long. But my parents, when I was growing up, would have a cocktail party from time to time, and they had these cocktail glass accessories. I'm gonna have a hard time describing it. I think it was a little plastic disc, and it had a clip on it. You would clip it onto the rim of your cocktail glass, and it would hold the ice cubes or fruit or whatever you had in there down, so when you drank, the ice cubes didn't bash you in the nose. I'd never seen those anywhere before, but I remember very specifically that my parents had these, that they would they would take the cocktail glass, push these things on there to hold the ice down. And here it was in this thrift store, a whole set of them. I should have bought them. I didn't, but I should have, just to have them on hand. But that was a very strange thing because, like I said, I hadn't thought of those things in forever, and there they were, and they brought back this memory of my parents and their cocktail parties, and it was nice. It was a nice experience. But so take a walk through a thrift store sometime. Look around, see what you can see that might trigger a memory for you. I'm going to be looking at thrift stores a little differently in the future, I can tell you that. And for me personally, starting this YouTube channel has been a real treasure trove of memories. Thinking back, putting together a little timeline and whatnot of things that one memory triggers another, and I've thought of things since I started the channel that I hadn't thought of in a long time. It's been a lot of fun. I'm enjoying doing this. And I'd encourage you to start a timeline of your life. You know, it's something I've thought about in the past. Thought about just making a timeline of important events, you know, just to have it all chronological in order, just so you could remember when things happened and that sort of thing. And I would encourage you to do that. Just it's real easy if you do it on the computer, because you can insert things, you know, where they belong. Let's start off with just, you know, your high school years, your, you know, college years, if you're in the service, stuff like that. And then as you think of things, plug them in where they belong, before or after. You don't have to have exact dates. Just put things in before, this happened before that, or this happened after that, and plug it in where it belongs on your timeline. And, you'd be surprised at some of the things some of the memories that are triggered by just writing it down. It doesn't take a lot of time. Just as you think of it, put it down. Just a thought. You might find it worth your while. And another plus with having a timeline like that is once you get to an age where maybe your memory isn't everything it once was, you have a little something to look back at and maybe trigger a memory. And that's not a bad thing. It might come in handy in the future if not right away. Losing memories is a bit of a concern to me. I'm like I said, I'm 75, and not getting any younger, and my memory is not getting any better. Plus, Alzheimer's runs in my dad's family, so that's a concern for me. But I'm hoping with some of the videos I'm making and that maybe someday I'll be looking back at my own videos, trying to stimulate some memories. If this isn't your first time here, I appreciate you coming back for another round. Appreciate you being here. If this is your first time through one of my videos, I have no idea how it might have found you or how you found it. And I don't know anything about the YouTube algorithm and all of that stuff. So if you liked it and you want to see more, check out my channel. And if you want to subscribe, you're welcome to subscribe. That's the only way I know of to be sure not to miss anything that's coming up. Hit the subscribe button, and I'm only posting once a week. Right now I'm posting on Sundays, Sunday mornings. So you won't be inundated with a bunch of junk. If it's not something you're interested in, it's only once a week. So I'd be happy to have you as a subscriber. And it's hard telling what might come up in the future that you might be interested in or that might stir a memory for you. Like I said, I'm a 75-year-old boomer, born in Detroit, raised in Detroit, lived off grid, homesteading in the UP of Michigan for a while, scuba diver, fished the Great Lakes, had a boat, fished the Great Lakes for a while. What else? Vietnam veteran, in U.S. Navy veteran. So, a lot of different things can come up on this channel. A lot of different things have already come up on this channel. Happy to have you. Like I said before, I encourage you to leave a comment down below. If you have a memory that you'd like to share, I'd be happy to hear it. And other people would be happy to hear it too, I'm sure. So please leave a comment. If you have your own thoughts on making memories, I'd love to hear that too. Peace, joy, and fond memories.